Hey, hey,
Hey, hey,
how you
hey,
doing?
King. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing over there?
All is well. All is well.
All is well. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. When I look at your page, man, and you just seem so unapologetically black, and I love that. I was just scrolling down. I'm like, look at her. Okay.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I really, really appreciate number one for you all inviting me on, sharing your space. I just want to add value. And anytime I can tap in with my people and add value, it's up. It's up. Thank you. How you doing, Queen?
How you doing, Queen?
Good,
Uh,
good.
I know we got two St. Louis queens on here, so don't be tripping on here today, y'all. Okay. Don't
Hey
be going
man.
crazy now.
Hey man. We doing all right.
Well, let me go ahead and get it started. This is another episode of Eavesdropping Knowledge, where we talk logistics, but also we talk other entrepreneur endeavors. And today we have a special guest by the name of Losha Brooks of First Class Educators. Um, Introduce yourself and tell us what exactly do you do.
Okay, so Losha Brooks, first class educator. We are an educational consulting firm. So what that simply means is we go out to different school districts and we administer professional development. So we help teachers become better educators. We work with leadership, principals, administrators, superintendents. We work with boards of education, the full spectrum of educators, just doing the good work as far as professional development and helping them do their job better, essentially. And so it gives me great pleasure. I'm also assisting other educators who are interested in also starting their own school consulting business as well.
Okay, okay. So tell us how did it begin? We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back in time, back to the future, and see how did it begin. For where it started, and how did you get to where you are right now?
Okay. So we just jumping right in. So this is the thing. A lot
Yeah,
of
we're gonna
people
jump
think,
right in.
let's just jump in. So a lot of people think when they ask, as far as like my path to becoming an educator, like, oh, you always knew you want to be a teacher, and I was like, no, I did not have my eyes set on becoming an educator. I really truly thought I was just going to be an established writer, and so me and my child's father, we found out that we was pregnant. It was like my freshman year of college. And I was like, oh man, like, I ain't wrote no book. I gotta, I'm straight English major. And, you're hearing people talk about people who just straight English major and what the real world is like. And I was like, well, let me actually turn this into something that I'm passionate about, which is literacy, So I was like, I might as well just do, I can keep it English and just turn it into an education degree with a content area interest on English. And that's exactly what I did. And so that was my path to becoming an educator, was that expecting my first child and really wanted to make sure that I had some foundations in place as far as financial security on my end. And I knew, boom, I could easily get into education. As far as the school consulting, once you get into that teaching thing and you see that pay scale, and I'm like, Lord, the life I live, this ain't gonna work. And I really, it's just, I'm like, I'm loving it, but it's not, the math isn't mathing. If I can see what I'm gonna make in 30 years, and it's like, a couple thousand, even 10,000 when you add on the degrees, get the masters, the doctorates, and it's still not really making a dent. I love to travel. I just like to have my time, essentially. And I knew that I had to strategize on how I could leverage being an educator, having a passion for being an educator, and still giving back to the industry while figuring out how to get my time back. I always, saw people coming into the schools doing professional development with us. And I'm like, yo, like, we didn't learn nothing from them. I'm looking at, they getting a big ticket contract. You know what I'm saying? They getting paid big money
Yeah.
to come and administer professional development. And the teacher's looking around like, this ain't got nothing to do with us.
So,
And I,
yeah,
you
exactly.
know, so I strategized. I said, I truly believe that the skill set that I have, based on the fact I always had seasoned educators coming to me as a young teacher, like, Miss Brooks, how you get, I heard that your students perform, XYZ on the reading that they increasing, and you know, all of these different things that I had going on, the parental engagement. And so I was like, I could go ahead and do something with school consulting and helping educators. So I gave myself a hard pause at year 10 in education to start my school consulting firm. And that's really how I just took off with it, in which, you know, we 3 years full time with educational consulting now. And I mean, things are just, they're going really, really well, to the extent that, you know, I'm ushering in other educators who are interested in monetizing their skill set. Because one thing for me, I love the profession so much, and I hate to see educators have to go out and get a second job, you know, especially during the holidays. They're going to go work at Macy's on the weekend to get a look. And I'm like, yo, this is the most brilliant people on earth, and they should be paid the worst.
Losha, I think you breaking up. Is it breaking up on your end too, Ebony?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Are you
Sorry.
All right, you good.
Okay. Is this better? Look, let me hold the camera steady, because y'all perfectly clear on my end.
Losha, don't be coming on here with no Metro PCS internet now.
Man, hey, listen, I ain't even gonna take. Listen, I'm just trying. I said, let me get
Don't,
situated. Let me see. I can check my connection, unless it's
Yeah,
okay.
she's
Is it
frozen.
steady?
yeah, you frozen.
Frozen.
You frozen.
Okay, frozen. Am I back yet?
Nah, your hair look nice though. As long as we got you on a good picture. As long as you ain't looking crazy.
Okay, tell me when y'all can hear me when I come in. I think I want to turn off the internet connection and go off my Wi-Fi. Can y'all hear me?
You look great. You straight now. You good.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
perfect
this is
now.
okay. We got an okay
Yeah.
connection.
Keep your leg and your arm up. Whatever you're doing, just keep it like that.
I'm gonna keep the leg,
Don't
the arm up, and
don't
then
move your neck.
I'm gonna just turn a little. So I'm sorry, I'm not sure where it cut off at. You guys
You were
can let
talking.
me know.
You was talking about you ain't want educators, you know how you ain't want educators to go out and get a second job and things of that nature.
Yeah, so that is something that really mean a lot to me. You know, when I hear educators saying that they have to go out and get a part-time job because, you know, it's the holidays, they're trying to do XYZ. And I'm thinking, like, you know, the whole idea is that you want to get more income so you can do this with your family, but now you're taking away time from your family. And so showing other educators how to start a school consulting business has been my focus for this entire year. Last year, I did a few mentorships where I was showing people how to diversify their income, talking about real estate, talking about investing. But this year, I strictly focused on working with educators who wanted to start school consulting, because when I tell y'all, it's the movement. You know, this is the way that we can win. This is the actual loophole to monetizing your skill set. There's no way that educators should be looking for 2 jobs and we're producing all of the other professions. There's no way that should be happening. So I'm really having an amazing time with the school consultant and showing others exactly how to get into it.
All right. I want to go ahead.
You said the most important thing, which, you know, I've been like, I guess I would say I be nosy. I just, you know, stroll on different platforms just to see what people are doing. Or, you know, the most important thing that you said, like parents who you was helping the parents be more involved in these kids, because what I'm noticing in this generation is it's a lot of children that's getting lost in the system. They're getting lost in, even in a current situation. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's taking the steps of, you know, doing the work after the teachers. You know what I'm saying? It just can't be the teachers teaching your child. You know, it's a lot of things that needs to translate from home first. You know what I'm saying? Just like we know, a lot of schools are not teaching financial literacy to our children. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, and you just hit it on the nail. That financial literacy, to me, in order to function in the world, you have to be fluent in financials. And that is something that we are not, because I really don't care. Like my kids, I'm prepping them to understand every aspect of the business, but I also respect the fact that they may want to do other things when it comes to business, but having them truly understand finances and budgeting and financial planning and just being
Facts.
strategic, taking them to the conferences with me, taking them to the bank. So me homeschooling my kids, I realized I really slacked off on, like, my mom and my grandma really made sure they took us to the bank with us when it was Boatman's Bank. You know what I'm saying? When it was that red thing, we in there, you know, writing our name on the deposit slip. And I realized how important it is to do that as a parent, because you will never get that in school. They are never going to show you how to. I've never heard of it. And I think about, you know, no shade to no teachers, but I remember there were a few teachers in the building, one of the schools that I taught at, and they was asking me for suggestions on lessons for an entrepreneurship class. They had an entrepreneurship class, didn't even have no business, you know, and it was mind boggling to me. It was totally mind boggling, and I'm just giving them suggestions and things like that. But this is who we as parents are entrusting to our babies to actually teach them something, when it's just, you know, you got to be mindful. And I have the privilege of homeschooling my kids because I had that background. I know everybody don't have that luxury, so I don't take that for granted. So what I do is try to share as much information as I can with my students, who then, you know, share with their parents. I have a young lady, she is in her last year of college. I had her since 6th grade back in St. Louis, Missouri, Hazelwood Central Middle School, 6th grade, and then moved on to the high school. I was their in-school suspension coordinator. In high school, I taught them as freshmen English, but I always talked about how I was about to close on a property, a foreclosure. We taking trips. I'm taking my kids out the country, XYZ, bringing passport applications. It's the actual intention behind what you do. I'm not flexing on nobody. My students know I want you to follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, because then they like, Miss Brooks, you was in Egypt on the camel with your grandma. I want them to see somebody who look like them, who stay in the same neighborhood as them, going to these different places, like letting them know this is something you can tell. I'm like, y'all just spend however much you spend on them shoes. This passport application costs just a little less. You can go ahead and get this passport application turned in. And they, guess what they do? They go get the passport application turned in. They be like, Miss Brooks, we planning a trip, this, and that. You know, but it's really, you just have to pour into them. It's a lot of missing pieces when it comes to information. So I have conversations all the time, which I feel like are high level. And we do throw it on the parents, like it started at home. But think about this. I'm an 80s baby. So think about the culture that I came up in. Think about who raised me if my parents was absent for whatever reason. We have to think about that, and think about that information that we never had access to. So to have a level of expectation of information to be passed on that we've never had access to is not realistic. The only thing we can do is start now with solutions, which is exactly what y'all hit me up. And what I say, it is my privilege to come on your platform. I want to share information. I have to. You can't just sit on it, because all of this information inside your head, then what I'm going to do? This is no good if it's just inside my. I love entertaining these conversations, because if somebody just take one gem from it and pass it on to somebody else, and it's a ripple effect, and we doing our part. Okay, y'all better take control, because I just be talking now. I just be talking.
Hey,
we
man,
love it.
like
We love it.
you
Question.
know,
I
go ahead,
want
CJ.
I want to go back to when you first started, when you said you was in college. What you went to a HBCU first, correct?
Shout out to her. So you already know how we come in, the only HBCU in St. Louis, Missouri. It
That's
goes down.
right.
It goes down. Yes, sir. Home of the Hornets. It's a great day.
You're crazy. But I want to talk about, what did you go through, or the challenges when you found out that you was having your first child? Because somebody in college and they having a kid, a lot of people may drop out. A lot of people may not want to go further. How did you push through that first roadblock? Hello?
Well, for me, and I really had to process this a different way, because it's something inside of me that I have to be successful, that I cannot fail. It's something, and at first I was saying it's a traumatic response just to my life, that I cannot fail. And even with having a kid, so my baby name, shout out to my firstborn, his name is Pharaoh. Pharaoh Rasan Brooks, that's my baby. I knew, you know, when I was pregnant with him, it was so interesting, you know, everybody, hey, what you naming your baby? I'm like, Pharaoh. Oh, you knew you should name your kid that. And I'm just like, it's a title. That's number one. You know what I'm saying? But that's the energy I'm vibing off of. Like, I'm the mother of a pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? I'm the mother of
Exactly.
humanity. I can't fail. I have to move forward. And that's even with me deciding, like, I can't just have English major. I haven't wrote a book. You have to be strategic and make sure that you're setting the foundation. So the hurdles to me, they was just dust clouds. It was like, come on with it. Like, this is not everybody bring, people have babies all the time. Like, so it was really good with the program. And so it was just a cool thing to really, I think that it made me focus. It made me really just stay locked in and know it's not just about you anymore. It was some other things going on in life at the time as well that it just made me stop all of any shenanigans and really focus, because now I'm bringing a child into the equation. I didn't take that lightly. So it gave me some gas. It lit a fire for real to really just be on my P's and Q's. So that, and to anybody, who is in a similar situation, you have to think for the longevity, I think, of your legacy. And it was like, it's not just me. I have to consider, what do I want the life to be like for my child? So that's really what pushed me to continue and go forward.
All right, great. And I asked that question because I know a lot of people are in certain situations. When I watch podcasts, I watch them to kind of like get motivation, get gems, or see somebody's story and just like get an extra push. So I know it could be somebody out there that's maybe going through the same thing or have went through the same thing, and they just need that extra push to keep going. So that's when I heard that, I was like, let me go back and answer that question. And you got two boys now, and I see that you almost confused me because when I was looking on your page, I saw Brooks Brothers. I'm like, is she with the suit company? But you got them pretty much doing a book website.
So we have
is that
we have an online bookstore. Let me know, the connection is still clear, right? We all good?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay,
it's good right now.
So their father passed 2017. Mr. Brooks, Christopher Brooks. It's just been 5 years, December 2nd, the same day that my baby just turned 14. That he's been gone. And my thing is a legacy building all the time. And so I really, I know I'm gonna get married again, have more babies, but for me, making sure that my kids understood that I cared about their legacy, I wanted to show them that a part of our legacy plan is us being known for our impact in education, through professional development, literacy promotion, and then providing housing. And so one of the things that I showed them, having an online bookstore, I wanted them to know it's so many ways out here that you can make money, right? But I said the quality of the product that you put out is very important. So a lot of the books that we have on our website, brooksbrothersbooks.com, conscious books that you really want to be getting some knowledge, if you really want to tap in, the science of self, Queen of Fuya, the Sacred Woman, all of those different types of books, 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, The Alchemist. These are all high level books. And I wanted my babies to see that you can make money doing something that is going to preserve humanity. It don't have to be, everybody got to connect. And that was for me, even getting out of St. Louis, I just know how I was approached as a female because of who my family was and who my people knew. And I didn't want that for my kids. I really wanted them to understand you can make tons of money doing good things. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go off to the left or anything like that. So I wanted to preserve their father's legacy. So everything is branded with their last name: Brooks Brothers Books, Brooks Brothers Estates, Brooks Brothers Family Foundation. That's our private family foundation, our 501c3, in which we are looking to provide quality, affordable housing. In the next couple of years, we'll get real busy with that, focusing on the school consulting right now. But our private family foundation is going to truly be making some waves when it comes to this education and affordable housing. Yep.
Big movement right there.
Big
move. Power moves, like her
power
like her
moves
Instagram
only.
say.
And even speaking about power moves, as I started to grow more so in the education realm, I was like, should you just be professional and just Losha Brooks? I'm like, no, I've been making power moves. It's gonna be power moves. So I just had to end the call. Y'all got me on the connection. We good?
It's a little, I think you put your leg down. It's kind of,
I got a call.
getting a little choppy a little bit.
Let's see. I had a call coming in. I had to block the call from coming in. Is that better? We all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we good. Tell your boo you on the podcast, man.
Stop.
Oh,
She turning now.
That was my twin.
it's
That was my
turn breaking up a little. You spinning right now. Let me make sure I spelled that right. My slow butt.
She spinning.
we
Is it bad
good.
on your end too, Ebony?
Yeah, you frozen and you
You frozen right now, Losha. Yeah, see if you can come out and come right back in.
I'll do that. I'll do
Okay.
yeah, so
She gonna come out. Let me see if I can do it. Hang her up. Wow. Did I remove her?
no,
Nah, let me.
she's still turning.
All right, there she go. I love her energy, yo. Love her energy.
That's that Saint Lou.
Man,
But
man.
no, she's making some big points to where, you know, right now I just feel for the world right now. You know, it's very important to me, you know, to that's why I want to expand on our podcast, because it's very important to just step outside of trucking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, we talk about trucking all the time. You get what I'm saying? But it's other things that a lot of people don't get to know about, you know? So,
No, exactly.
it's,
Exactly. Because, and that's one thing that when I watch Social Proof Network with David, is I watch all the podcasts. Like I was watching one the other day, some dude making soap, and I know nothing about soap. I don't want to get into soap, but the fact of his journey and the gems he was dropping, I can apply so many gems and his journey to my journey in trucking. So it's not only like you said, it's just not all about trucking. It's really learning about other different entrepreneur endeavors, and we can get so many gems. We can get so many gems from her. Like somebody might be in trucking that might just have a child, might be thinking about giving up.
right.
But the fact hearing how she pushed through, it's like, all right, I can apply that in my life, and let me keep on, let me get in this truck. Let me maybe take the child with me, or let me keep dispatching, or what may be. So, no, I definitely 110% agree with you on Ebony.
Because what I know, like I'm always up thinking, and I just be strolling. Again,
Yeah, your
like
boy be up thinking. Late at night.
I need to stop. Like, I really need to stop.
Put your butt to bed.
Stop it. But just strolling through social media and on TikTok, some of the stuff that I see, it saddens me. You know what I'm saying? Because now you have these younger people and having these kids, and they don't know what to do. They rather think about having a child as an influencer, dressing them and all that, instead of educating themselves. Even that's where Losha comes in at. If you don't have the tools, right? Just like she said, I'm an 80s baby too, right? So we didn't get taught all these things. We was taught different things by our grandparents, but now that you have tools, you got so much information out here, and if you don't try to go get it, you're going to be lost. You're going to be missing. You're going to be one of those that 1% that ain't going to have shit going on. And I'm tired of hearing parents just say, I'm doing the best I can. No, because if you can't teach your child that math, it's resources out here for you to go get somebody to do it. You see what I'm saying? because just like we talk about service-based business, we pay people for stuff that we don't want to do.
Yeah.
And those is just facts. Welcome back, Loshaw. We was just trying to hold, until you
No,
came back in.
thank y'all for being patient with me and the internet. I see I wasn't on the Wi-Fi, so I think that's why it was so crazy and choppy anyway. So we
Quick,
tap in on the Wi-Fi.
quick thing, Ebony. For some odd reason, it's not allowing me to answer some of these questions. Can you get some of the questions in the comment? That one about young lady asked about trucking.
Yeah.
Losha, tell me, because when you was in college, and then pretty much you got out of your business. I guess when you was teaching, you were saying that you saw that people was coming in and they were teaching y'all stuff, and y'all wasn't really learning nothing. Is that when you turned the curve? Like, yo, I can do better than this, or did you say something like, I want to make some more money, or what was the turning curve for you, pretty much to say, I'm trying to step out into the consultant business?
Very good question. It was a combination of things, but literally everything you just said. So as a part of being in the education field, we have what they call PD days. So you know how randomly your kid to be off of school because they like it's an in-service day, it's just teachers there. So those are the days where you have different organizations coming in doing professional development with teachers. And I would say a good 90% of the people that came in to do professional development with us was so disconnected to the needs of like our building, and it didn't make sense. And to me, it was a waste of time, especially I'm into numbers. So I look at the budget. I was actually recruited to negotiate on behalf of the teachers union here at the school district that I was in St. Louis. And, once you start looking at the numbers, what you paying folks to come in and, they'll do it. It's supposed to be a 2-hour session, an hour in, they'll ask the staff, well, would you guys like to leave out early? And it's like, they getting paid for this full session. And folks was like, oh yeah, let's leave. The way that we even run our program, people staying after. You know what I'm saying? Like they're staying after to continue the dialogue. If a school district give us a 2-hour session and they come to me and be like, hey, Miss Brooks, we were trying to see if we could just cut it down to 1 hour and 15. We still gonna pay you all for the full 2 hours. Is that okay with you? I'm like, nah, we need the full 2 hours. Like for the integrity of our program, the content, there's no place that I can even think of cutting to where 1 hour and 15 is appropriate if we've already planned for a 2-hour session. Like that's not, I protect the integrity of my program. But another thing that I also saw, I'm in a classroom, bachelor's degree, people coming up to me, PhD, they making 2 times what I'm making. I know this for a fact. Hey, Losha, can I get your lesson plans? Because I know, what you got going on. I done had these lesson plans for about 15 years, and they say, your students is doing this and that. And I'm like, okay, I'm giving this lady who got a PhD my lesson plans. She making 2 times more than me. It's on me. I'm doing something wrong. What do I need to do? So that's really what made me go back and get my master's degree. I got my master's in administration, but I knew while I was getting my master's, I wasn't, I was like, if I secure a principal position, okay, but I already had it mapped out in my head. I'm going straight to educational consulting. As a principal, your time is so consumed with all of the different, you got to deal with things that's going on, not just with the teachers, not just with the students, but other outside community partners, all of these different things. And I'm like, I'm not going to have time to do what I want to do, which this is the reason why I want to make more money, but I don't want to be boggled down like that. Yeah. So I just knew school consulting was going to be the way for me to get more money, for me to get my time back, and then to still make such a great impact in education. That's really what it's about, because if we can just keep it a buck, it's people out here who know how to get money. I'm one of those. So money is there's nothing that I'm never lacking or chasing after. It's going to come with just who I am. The other thing is I'm going to get paid my worth though. Like you can't play in my face. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Nickel and dime me, none of that. I'm going to get paid when I'm worth. My contracts are going to be super appropriate, but it's the impact. It's the bottom line. It's the students really having transformation because of what we're administering with their it's the teachers really having transformation with the aha moment. Like, I didn't know that I looked down on my kids. I didn't know until I really thought about what the home language was when I was younger about how I viewed minority students and their skill sets and how that translates to my class and the things that I choose to teach them or not teach them based on how I perceive them as learners or their abilities. So it's the impact for me when it comes down to how instruction is being handled. And then when you actually see babies that's excited because their teachers want to start a culture club and celebrate them and bring in, you know, the different holidays that are, you know, in the African-American community or things that matter to their African-Americans too, having artwork of a black girl with a afro blowing bubble gum hanging up on the wall. That's beautiful. You know, they feel welcome. And for me to enter a building and to see that and knowing that our work is something that may have contributed to that, I'm not going to act like everywhere we go, you don't have teachers that's already doing some things. You have teachers out here that really are trying, but you have a lot of teachers. I went to Ladue. That's a DSEG school. Back in the day, I graduated 2006. We were still desegregating that school. And I just knew doggone well that all of my Caucasian teachers, they could not be racist. Like, what was it? And I truly feel they did not have access to trainings that we provide, that my organization provides, which is showing you how to build relationships with students who don't look like you, how to be more culturally responsive and integrate content that look like the students. A lot of books that I use, my black boys, for some reason, you already know they're going to give me the low end. Black boys can't read, you know, on a 6th grade reading level, and they in 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade. I'm bringing in black books. I'm bringing in books that got Ebonics in it because that's what I speak. That's what they speak. I'm bringing in a Raisin in the Sun, the play. I'm bringing in Fences, all of the August Wilson plays before Denzel started even, you know, producing them. I'm bringing those in. My black boys running the class. They like, Miss Brooks, James not here today. Can I read his part? I'm talking about they got speech, they stutter and everything. They want to read because I make it so engaging, so culturally relevant, so they feel good. And it's almost like you tricking them and just wanting to be just amazing learners. So
Yo, it's something. I know what you're doing and you got all the credentials, but I think your special sauce is that you care. A lot of people just don't care in any field. I think me and Ebony be talking about that even in our field, because that's what separates us. Definitely separates you because I can hear it in your voice, even just watching looking at your page, looking at some of your podcasts that you did with I forgot the guy's name. I can hear that you care. You can
I
tell.
love
I'm
it.
old enough. I can read it. You know, maybe when I was 20, I couldn't, but I'm 42 now, so I can kind of tell when somebody cares. So I believe that's your sauce right there. The fact, like I said, I'm not down in like the knowledge and everything, but you actually care about these kids
I
and they can feel
care.
that crap.
And the reason why I care is because, you know, it's so cliche when be like, oh, you know, this next generation, they gonna take over. They gonna this, and that. And I'm like, I don't want to be one of them ones that didn't try. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be one of them ones that didn't try to drop a knowledge or two, you know, in their ear and just try to help them out. Because as quickly as I get information, I try to put it in a format that is digestible for anybody, any age. I try to give it to them as quickly as I get the knowledge and information. Right now, truly big on the financial literacy building piece with the trust and getting all of the financial stuff set. So, you know what I'm saying? All of those things, I give it to people as soon as I get it. I want them to know the information that I'm coming into contact with, because that's the only way that we're going to get to the next level. And it ain't fun being at the top by yourself. I want people around me to feel good. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want everybody, oh, Lo should do this with her kids. We can't do. No, you can do that. We not flying first class every time. You know what I'm saying? We on a buddy pass sometimes, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it a buck, but I'm just saying I don't want people to never think that I'm a gatekeeper. I love sharing information. I love sharing information.
Well, let me ask you this, Losha. So who was one of your mentors, you know, with you coming into this entrepreneur space? Who was you watching, or who did you engage with as far as having a mentor?
Okay, so with the education piece, literally solo dolo, straight up out the mud. You know what I'm saying? As far as building a school consultant. With the business, within this last 12 months, I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm almost at 100K as far as personal development and investments. I tapped in with Nehemiah Davis. I tapped in with Marvin Mitchell. You already know. Shout out to the home team. I tapped in with Marvin Mitchell. I tapped in with this guy. His name is Steve Dansby. Super awesome. That's my marketing guy. Just super, super awesome. And I tapped in with this guy named Haji and this guy named Boniface for a lot of the different marketing products that I have, such as the course and things like that. But being in these high level mentorships has been so detrimental to the success that I'm experiencing, because the people that are there, they know the importance of making that investment, and the conversations hit different. You know what I mean? They not afraid to invest in, XYZ, because they know, they not the type to be like, I don't know. It's, you gotta roll the dice. You have to roll the dice. And when I say that, be strategic about your investments, who you choose as a mentor. Definitely do your research, do your homework. For me, with Marvin, he in the top 1% in the financial industry. It was a no-brainer for me. And I got in his mentorship for a complete steal of a deal. I'm one of the founding members of his. It's called Path to Prosperity now. Now he done teamed up with Ash Cash, who hosts Inside
They
the
did a
Vault,
conference down
and
there in
Storm
Atlanta.
Leroy. Man, we used to do the conferences at his house. Now I'm talking about this mega conference. He just had TD Jakes as a speaker, Grant Cardone. You know what I'm saying? All of these different, guys that's there. And the thing about it is, even when you spew out big names like that, you still take the meat and potatoes from people. Okay? You still take, you do your research. You make sure that everything is in alignment with your integrity, with your morals, how you want to run your business, what you want to be known for. The legacy planning is very important. And I keep referring back to the legacy planning is because for me, we're having my kids know that I want our legacy to be embedded in education and housing, real estate. I don't want them to think just because we got, this nice portfolio, like, oh, I'm gonna go buy a strip club, I'm gonna go do this, this, and that. Like, I'm letting them know. I think it's very important to have it embedded in them what I want our family legacy to be known for. So even, tapping into the different mentors, that's cool, but you also have to prep and train. What is the legacy, the financials, the wealth? What is that going to be devoted for when you think in terms of legacy building, tapping on in down the line? But to go back to your question, those are the people that I tapped in for mentorship for the things that I'm doing now in the digital space, marketing, development, those things, being really innovative with the business. I'm really the only person in those high level mentorships that's in the education space. And not to say there aren't any educators, but nobody's doing education like how I'm doing it. Nobody's talking about school consulting. Nobody's showing other people how to get into school consulting. So I got a whole niche that I'm just, it's when they be like billions with a B, it's on me. And it's not that, it's about the money. I just know when you think about the volume of the work, I tell the people that's even tapping into my community, they gonna be the first people that I tap in with when I get the statewide contracts. Because at first, I'm prepping my clients district-wide contracts. That's what I want them to focus on, getting inside the district. Well, now that I got educators that got their own team, they coming with 5 or 10 people on staff. When I get ready to take down the state contracts, them the first people that I'm reaching out to. I can't do it all by myself. A statewide contract where we working with 57 different districts or school organizations, like literally that you talking scaling to just, you can't even fathom the numbers that you're dealing with. But again, it's the impact. I know our products and services is going to be on every continent, from the curriculum to the professional development, our services, just all of the different resources that we have available. It's really bigger than whatever y'all see right now. It's bigger than that, and I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful.
And that's why CJ sees that you care, and that's the type of stuff that I try to embed too, because I care, and like I tell CJ, I can't do it by myself, so I do invest in whoever's investing in me. So I'm saying, and I do the same thing. Like, if I don't want to take on a carrier, I send it to one of my mentees. You know what I'm saying? Or me and my brother, we sending people to each other, or you know what I'm saying? you got to, you know. So
Because you
that
can't
was
do it by yourself.
No,
Def-
no. You need the
Definitely can't.
community. You definitely need the community. And that's another thing that I like about, being in a mentorship. It's not even about specifically the mentor. And that's what I tell people when they come into my community. And I always throw my age out there. I'm 34. And when you consider the education industry, somebody that's seasoned or a vet, they probably got 20 years in the game, right? So that doesn't make me seasoned or a vet. Now I am, but I tell people I'm not the biggest brain. I just know how to curate an environment. I know how to get people in a room and get people talking. These is your business partners. These people that's tapping in with me. The first gentleman to tap in with me, him and his wife tapped in April. That's when I launched my course. The gentleman was working on his doctorate degree. He just defended. He just got his they got PhDs. They tapping in with me. They know I just got a master. So I also let people know too, don't let them credentials and letters fool you. That ain't really, I only did it because I'm like, yo, I need to go up on the pay scale. And then even now, the only reason why I really truly want to get a PhD is because it hold weight. I don't wear this hoop nose ring, when I'm in front of the folks, when I was just at the conference, but I'm relaxed now. But I'm the black girl with the locks, the lashes, the nose ring. I'm like, it's working right now. If I had that PhD, they really couldn't question it. But guess what? They still gonna question it. So that's why I ain't like running to go get it. But at the same time, I make sure that I stay so tapped into what I'm doing. There's nothing that they can argue. There's nothing that they can argue. We coming so solid. And I got an awesome, amazing team around me that work for first class educators. I love them. Some of my old teachers, I talk about this all the time, from the HBCU I attended on staff. Some of my old teachers from Ladue, the DSEG school I attended on staff. You know what I'm saying? My colleagues, I just reach back in the bag. And everybody is they loving it because we doing the good work. They loving it.
She
I
just
like
said
that.
so. She said
I know
relationships.
she
Yeah.
went back and got people from the old, from back in the day. I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
and that's
And brought
all
back.
about relationships. We talk about that all the time, having those relationships. That's what it's about.
Their relationship is going to carry you and take you far. And I think in our community, and the reason why I really like what you guys are doing, because we having the conversations in our community, it has not been a space cultivated for how to properly cultivate relationships and understanding the importance. Because as soon as somebody irk you, get on your nerves, you done with them. But then it's like having to exercise emotional intelligence. For me, I deal with a lot of men. That's a lot of ego. It's a lot of stuff going on there. And I have to exercise so much emotional intelligence to make sure that we get the job done. And even with the females that you work with, we know when that time of the month come around, I'm just throwing things out there, that people's attitudes change, things like that. So we have to exercise emotional intelligence when we're dealing with other beings, period. And no, you can't take it personal. So what I do, I just always operate in grace because I never know what that person is going through. I be so graceful. They don't have nothing. I remember when the meme was popular like 2 years ago, like I'm matching energy. I'm not matching no bad energy. I can't come down there. You're going to rise up because I'm going to make you feel so good. You're going to rise up. And so whatever you got going on, yeah, I'm going to make you crack a smile. You're going to crack. I've had it to where I've been out in public and somebody was just so rude and so nasty to me. And I'm still, just have a blessed day. I love you. And they then came back and found me like, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I'm just, oh, it's all good. I didn't take it personal because I'm not going to take anything personal. And that translates to how you choose to build and cultivate your relationships, understanding that everybody is dealing with stuff, some things that they will probably never talk about and share, but we need to exercise emotional intelligence for the greatest good of what we're trying to do. And that's a large piece, especially with us, because we'll write it off quick. But knowing that person really got some good info that we could really tap into, so it's really removing the egos, really digging in, building the relationships, and just being transparent. You will hear me say that a lot. I'm just being transparent. I just really want to say, and I say what I need to say because I don't want no gray areas. I really want you to understand what it is so that we can move forward and we can get the job done.
I like that. I like that. As soon as you said that, I thought about Michelle Obama when she said, "When they go low, we go high," or whatnot. So you definitely It's when you talk about our people, we definitely want to match their energy, but you can't. I'm thinking about Dion, how he just pretty much left the HBCU, and how everybody's just kind of like bashing him now. Now, not looking at all the positive things that he did for Jackson State. That kind of made me think of that as well, what you said. But definitely, it's business. It's nothing personal. So
It's
we
nothing
always got to
personal.
think of
That man
that.
got a whole
Yeah.
family. You know, attending the HBCU is a lot of politics at the HBCU. It's so many different things, and everybody can have an opinion about what somebody else do. I can't. What am I with an opinion about what he doing? He's a great father. He there with his babies. That's what I can. That's what I know. That's what I see. That's what I like. There's nothing else to discuss. You know what I'm saying? He's taking care of his kids. They right there. What else I'm gonna say?
And he's some fathers to other young men
Come
that
on now.
that didn't have it. You
We
get what
gotta
I'm
talk
saying?
about
And he
that.
have brought them up. So,
We have to talk about
like
that.
he said, sometimes you gotta elevate. Y'all didn't think that man was gonna stay there all this forever. You know
No.
what
I
I'm
wish.
saying? But he's
Yeah.
creating a space to bring
Yeah.
us into. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. You touched on something with the mentorship. I just want to harp on that a little bit more, because it's such a big deal. You said you spent over 100K. I don't want to be negative and I don't want to diss our people, but could you talk about pretty much how we gotta pretty much get mentorship and how we can't be cheap on it? Because we'll go out and drop the bag on something, some Jordans. We'll drop the bag on some Gucci or whatever. But when it comes to pretty much moving forward, we don't want to do that. Can you talk about that?
Yes, and I want to also preface it like that, because when people throw out numbers like that, boom, 100K, I never want anybody to think that I just gave 100,000 cash to any
She
one
balling,
person.
y'all.
You
She balling,
understand?
y'all.
I don't want anybody to think that. What we have to also understand is we need to understand credit and how to utilize it. That is something that you have to do. You have to understand credit
Jesus.
and how to utilize it. So while people want to go out, they want to go get, the loaded up Charger. They want to go get the Porsche, the BMW, the stun on people. The same way you got that, that's how you get the courses. That's how you get the mentorship. Utilize the credit. I didn't go deplete any type of bank account and give anybody any cash. I leveraged my credit, whether business credit, that Amex big boy swipe on there. You know what I'm saying? That get all the points. Ain't paid for a flight in a minute. You know what I'm saying? We have to really understand how to utilize and leverage credit. So this is the thing with mentorship. A lot of people think, YouTube University is going to save their life. That's fine. That's fine. But at the very end of the day, you want to tap in with somebody who's already done it. The most important thing is understanding what went wrong. They can verbalize that to you. And now you don't have to take that path where you're going to fall in them pits. You have somebody who's already been there and done that, which is going to, I'm talking about, collapse the time that it's going to take for you to be successful, because now they have the blueprint. The other thing is you can't be cheap. So when somebody come to me and they like, well, I know you got the course, but I really want to do private mentorship, it's not cheap, because I've designed my life to be able to homeschool my kids, to be able to travel, to have it. I'm not trying to be boggled down. So if you think you could just throw a couple $100, that's never moved me. You know what I mean? So people have to really understand you pay a premium price for premium information and for premium experiences. It's essential. You have to go to somebody that's experienced. Doing it on your own, I'm telling you, you're going to spend way more than if you would have just bit the bullet, tapped in with that person first. Just tap in. And the thing about it is, again, the credit. I know for the programs that I have, I got 100% financing available. When I heard a young lady, I had a sales teams working for me, and a young lady had tapped in, got the course, and in a month and a half, she 10x'd her investment, right? So I was happy about that. But her testimony that she wrote, she was like, I went and I got my last out of my account to purchase the course. I didn't know that, because I would have told sis, hey, sis, you know what I'm saying? If that's your last, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to, we got these other options. But she 10x her investment though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what it is that I can produce You just have to be willing. When people be a little iffy, I don't want your iffy money. I don't want iffy money around me. I want when you make an investment to tap in with me, I want you to be happy, willing, and people have to understand too. I'm not gonna get into it, but money is also a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing. I feel very good about money. When people, money is a root to all evil. That's some weird stuff to me. It ain't true. Money is very good to me. It has treated me well. It loves me. It loves to be near me. I love it. I don't mind it. You have to start thinking about how you feel about it. The other thing too is when we start talking them big numbers, I say 100K on professional development or and for myself, personal development, like understanding and feeling comfortable in that and knowing it's going to come back to me. As easy as I said it, it's going to come back. You don't feel a sense of lack. If you feel lack, that's what you're going to operate in. You're going to be lacking. But if you feel abundance, it's going to keep coming. When the girl 10x her investment and she hadn't been in my program less than 2 months, I'm like, yo, like she took a risk, but she knew the risk that she was taking, and this is how it been panned out. And that was just her first 2 months. She done got awarded 5 contracts with the templates that I done gave her. So it's just, it be a mindset that some people have to really come to the point to overcome, that you have to tap in with a mentor. You got to pay people what they worth. You have to pay them what they worth. I've never asked anybody could they cut the price because of who I am and who they are. I've never disrespected anybody's price. And that's another thing. You really have to definitely make sure that you respect people, their prices, and then be willing to do the work. Just because you get the mentor too don't mean that they gonna hold your hand. That's what I tell people. When you hop in my course, I do 2 bi-weekly calls. That does not give you access to call my phone to be like, hey, Losha, I got this question. No. It's
talking heavy.
I mean, you have to. Because then people will impinge on your time, but you have to set that up as well. That's a different type of mentorship. I don't mind it, but then the price is definitely up. You know what I'm saying? The price is definitely up, but I'm going to give you everything that you need to be successful. I'm not going to leave my thing. The last thing I ever want is somebody to hop in my mentorship and it doesn't benefit them. That's attached to my name. You have to be successful when you tapping in with me. You just have to be. There's no, for you not to, and this is why I used to tell my students, in order for you to fail my class, you have to try to fail my class. You have to literally try to fail, meaning you have to do nothing. I'm giving you the absolute blueprint. You just got to put it to work.
And see, you just said something important because a lot of people I don't know if they think it's a magical switch when they do somebody's mentor. If you're not putting in the work, you're not going to see anything. You get in what you put in.
Mm-hmm.
You get out of, if you don't do nothing, you ain't going to get nothing out of it.
That's a fact.
So that's powerful right now. And I definitely, you just kind of gave me some inspiration because, and I tell CJ all the time, like, you know what I'm saying? Like people feel like we too accessible. You know what I'm saying? And I tell them all the time, like I tell him, like he got information to give to somebody that, only, he can give that story of what he's trying to portray or whatever or give out. So I always tell him that, like, you gotta that price got to go up.
The price has to go up because this is the thing too. When you start thinking about your time that you're investing in people, it's more than just taking away from you. You got a family. You know what I'm saying? Whether you have kids, a spouse, all of that, I'm taking away from their time. I got to be compensated. Anytime I'm away from my kids or it doesn't pertain to my kids, I have to be getting compensated because that goes back to my kids. I feel the most comfortable when I'm with my babies. Like all of that other stuff, and even that's some of the things too that you'll experience, when you're around some of these high income earners and things like that. Make sure that your priorities and your values are set just on the things that truly matter. For me, it's my family. Y'all ain't never seen me on the live with, my car, this, and that. You know what I'm saying? You've never seen it. I got a 09 Infiniti. I paid $5,600 for that boy. That thing runs cool. You know what I'm saying? Now I do have a
Yeah,
Jeep
I love
Wrangler,
her energy.
but I got the Wrangler only because I have business credit where I didn't have to put, when I say $0 down, and that thing working on Turo. It gotta work. If I'm gonna have it, it's definitely gonna be an asset and not a liability. But I share this information with people because I never want them to have it misconstrued. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
never want them to make them think that I think that I'm better than or I can't do this. You heard me. If you see me in St. Louis, I'm in an '09 Infiniti. That's what I got back at home. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care. I'm pulling up on you. What's up? You know what I'm saying? And we're
Pull
good.
up on me.
We're good. You know, but the most important thing is being willing to charge what you worth when you at a certain point and you know that you got something golden. You know what I'm saying? And other
Yeah.
people, they want to hop into hey, I want to start a mentorship. And I'll be like, so whose mentorships have you participated in? Well, you know, I thought about such and such, but they wanted $3,500 for it. And I'm thinking, you ain't even paid $3,500. How much you think somebody gonna pay you? How do you think that you
Yep.
deserve to put that ticket on there? You only worth as much as you done invested in somebody else. So that's another thing. You know, if you are serious about moving up, starting mentorships, things like that, you also have to assess what have you put out there? What investment have you made to justify and it's literally justifying. And I can justify my prices with the social proof. I can justify my prices with the mentorships I participated in. And I can justify it just with the work that I do consistently. Not just sometimes, but consistently.
Oh, you talking heavy on here.
Just a little bit.
A lot of it. And that's not, you don't even supposed to say it like that. What's the name got me on the countdown? So I'm gonna ask this question here because I don't know if they're gonna cut me off or whatnot. But we hear how you started. You dropped so many gems. Tell me, we know where you are right now. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years in your career?
Next 5 years, I'm succession planning right now. Meaning I'm really preparing to leave from the day-to-day operations of my business with the school consulting. I really getting married and having more kids is definitely like I just want to relax, but I want my stuff to be on autopilot. So I know all of the businesses is gonna be well. Just really laying the foundations right now. But 5 years from now, I definitely see first class educator, as I mentioned, being present on every continent, whether that's services, products, curriculum, as well as our real estate development, really taking off and having a tri-continental portfolio with the real estate. One of my main goals is to have a sustainable building product that we produce and that our family produces that can be marketable in the construction sector. And so as long as those things has got the green light, I know I'll be able to sit back and chill with my babies in my Mediterranean style house just overlooking the pool. Yeah. So yeah, 5 years from now, just want to be chilling, relaxing with my babies and just living a good life. But the work will still be being done. And yeah, does that answer the question? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's manifestation for your ass.
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
What could you tell somebody? Because it's somebody out here watching this and they trying to push through or they thinking about jumping into something. What advice can you give them? Like you can channel back to when you was there. Or what advice can you give somebody to keep pushing through or to motivate them to like jump in or to take that leap of faith or to keep going?
Make sure it aligns with your passion. Do not do something because of the money. The money will come. You have to love. Shout out to Marvin Mitchell and I see you. That's my mentor. Just gave you some gold championships, Marvin. Appreciate the work that you've done. But I want to tell people, follow your passion. Your passion is going to pay you. And share as much information and knowledge about your passion that you can. That's what's going to sustain you for a lifetime, for generations. And when you do that, you don't have to think about the money because it's just going to come in so many creative ways, so many streams. It's just going to pour out and rain from the heavens in so many different ways. Like even with me, I never foresaw the course coming for me to show other educators how to start a school consulting firm. I launched in April. I made a whole teacher salary off of it this year so far. A whole teacher salary. And we're just in the beta stage. We're just testing right now. We ain't even full blown with it. So I just submit to other people, follow your passion, invest in a mentor. You definitely have to invest in a mentor and be certain that it's going to help others. It shouldn't just benefit you. It should definitely be giving back and helping others. So that's what I submit to people. Love what you do. Make sure that it's of service to others and just follow your passion. The money is going to come. The money is going to come right along with it. Right. It's going to pour out from the heavens. I'm talking about pour. What rain now? Who knows me? It's going to rain on you. I'm telling you.
Hey, are you singing SWV?
Hey, Kirk Franklin, what's the Sunday service? Kanye got one. Should've let it fall on me. It's gonna rain on you. It's gonna rain. I'm telling you, you're gonna be swimming in blessings.
You need your old TV show. You don't need to be in consultant.
Listen,
your personality is crazy.
I just love this.
That's St. Louis.
I want my people to win. That's all. And I think if you're enjoying it at the same time while you getting the information, it ain't hard on people. Because some people, if you just be too direct, it's off-putting. And I want people enjoy your journey and living. And this is something else for them to know. Wherever you are is perfect timing. I think people, in their 30s, 40s, they be like, dang, like they missed the boat. You ain't missed the boat. You seasoned now. Now you done seen a lot. Go after there. You in the right time. Read this book. It's called The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Read The Alchemist. It's going to let you know that everything that you've encountered on your path was necessary. So, we look at some stuff like, dang, that was some messed up stuff I went through. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was messed up, but it was necessary because now you got a testimony. You can share that. So The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho is going to explain your whole life and why you had to go through whatever you had to go through. And you're at the right time in the right moment. Everything is on a divine timeline. We want stuff, and I'm guilty of this too. I be wanting stuff right now, and I'm like, man, I shouldn't have to wait. I shouldn't have to. It's a part of the process. And be grateful for the waiting period because everything that we have now, we wanted it at some point. Every single thing. Every single thing that we got. We wanted it at some point. The more gratitude that you express for what you have, the more you're going to have to be thankful for. So that's what I submit. Just keep on expressing gratitude too. Write it down. Write your goals down. Write the things you're thankful. I be thankful for the air that I breathe. I be thankful for the sun shining. People be like, your smile is so beautiful. It just look like the sun in your face. I say, I talk to the sun every day. When I see the sun, I say, thank you, sun. Thank you for shining down onto me and through me. I just thank you, son. All right, I'm done, y'all. I'm done. I'm done.
I love it. You over there preaching, man. Hallelujah. Can I get an amen in the comments?
Amen.
Amen in the comments over there.
I'll tell you, I mean, you got me speechless. You know what I'm saying? But you definitely helping me.
Hey, Queen, what I say just last month, I told you, I say, me and you got to tap in. Then you hit me up about the pod. Is that everything is divine? It's all, hey, we got an amen. It's just so divine. And the other thing too, our people, we are tapping into a higher consciousness because we're continuing the conversations. We tapping into a higher frequency. And as long as people like you all are sharing your platform and allowing people to come and do their thing, we got no choice but to keep elevating as a people. That's where we get. We not, you know what I'm saying? We are coming into who we truly are. And it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful to see. I'm just happy to be here. That's why I say I'm succeeding from my business. My operations director want me to stay in it. He's like, Losha, I need you another 5 years. I'm like, I got too strong for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm 34. I feel like I've contributed a lot. I just want to relax. I ain't just going to stop what I'm doing, but I'm pouring out as much as I can now because I just want to relax. I want people to come through to the crib. We're going to be galaing it up at my house. It's going to be a gala at the crib. Now I wish that one, who's social but anti-social, they're going to be like, where Losha at? I'm going to be tucked off, but I want people to enjoy themselves, have a good time. I know how I want to live my life. So I just want everybody to operate in their calling so we can just enjoy life. Our kids, we travel with them, different continents, countries. They're not going to be impressed, by just Atlanta, Miami. They're going to be in, a safari, wherever. We're going to really do this. So I'm happy to tap in with y'all, man. I'm so happy to tap in with y'all.
We definitely.
Nah, definitely, man. You got, like Ebony said, you got me speechless over here. You motivating us. Definitely, big time. I definitely got to read that book. Say it one more time so I can write it down. I was gonna rewind it and look at
I'm
it.
gonna give
But tell me,
you 3 books, and then I'll answer the question in a comment in 1 second. I'm gonna give y'all 3 books. These 3 books are very important. This is the order I would read them in. The Alchemist, #1 by Paulo Coelho. The
The Alchemist. Okay.
The Millionaire Next Door. No.
Millionaire.
Please, not The Millionaire Next Door. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The Instant Millionaire. The Instant Millionaire.
The Instant Millionaire.
The Alchemist, The Instant Millionaire, and The Richest Man in Babylon.
I heard about that one. The Richest Man in
actually,
Babylon.
you want to go The Alchemist first, The Richest Man in Babylon, and then The Instant Millionaire.
Zig Ziglar, I think. Richest Man in Babylon.
The Alchemist, The Richest Man in Babylon, and then The Instant Millionaire. Those are the 3. And then add a 4th one, do the 7 spiritual laws of success. Those are the keys right there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard a motivational speech on YouTube, and Zig Ziglar was talking about the richest man in Babylon. 7 keys.
It's really good. The Alchemist, I love it. The Alchemist is what the Bible is to Christians for me and just my life. I love The Alchemist. I love The Alchemist. Okay. It explains a lot.
I do Audible. I'm gonna get that right now. The Alchemist.
And that's fine. What I also want to encourage people to do, because I'm English background, English teacher background, research the author's background. Learn about his story. The author of The Alchemist, his story is so inspiring. His parents didn't want him to be no writer. They was like, that's weird. Like, literally had him committed to an insane asylum. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he was very focused. The Alchemist, The Richest Man in Babylon, The Instant Millionaire, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. But yeah, research the author's background. I'm a hard copy person because I write in it. But any location that they mention in there, I just always tell you to go look it up. Look up that location and find it on the map, because you're going to want to go there. You know, you're going to want to go there. Any location that I've seen in any book, I've been to all the locations. And when you read The Alchemist, I took my kids to all the locations in a book. That was dope. That was so awesome. But okay, is it okay if I answer the question in the comment?
Yeah, no, go ahead. Yeah,
is mentorship the first step to starting school consulting? Listen, I tell people this. You don't need me to start your school consulting, right? I tell people you can simply look for opportunities based on your skill set. So say for instance, you are a teacher leader in your school and you work with beginning teachers. Find opportunities in a neighboring school district. And I say neighboring only because your school district is not, you work for them. They're not going to want to pay you like you're a consultant. Find opportunities in neighboring school districts where you can assist with a beginning teacher's mentorship program. You can submit to them a proposal. Now, the mentorship comes in when you need to know how to do that process. So I'm not saying you can't do it without me, but I'm going to give you all of the gems that I have on how to successfully prepare a proposal to submit to a school district. But we're going to also take care of the business, like your EIN, your LLC, making sure you register, making sure you can trademark your business name. That's very important. When people get their LLC, they think, oh, you know, they got this name. If you haven't researched the USPTO.gov to see if you can federally trademark it, somebody can send you a cease and desist letter on the LLC that you done had for 2 years, because they already got the name federally trademarked in your same category you operating off of. So the mentorship provides you guidance on how to handle your business in that particular niche area, which mine is the school consultant. And so I have a webinar. You can start with the webinar, click the link in my bio, watch the webinar. I give you so many gems in there. I never want people to think like, oh, that's the only way you're going to be successful. You can do it on your own, but there's just so many benefits, such as we have a whole community. So even though I share with people, I mean, they don't give you access to call me all the time. You can call somebody in a group. I recommend y'all exchange numbers. Y'all iron sharpen iron, so you have a community that you're dealing with. So the first step would just see how committed you are to moving forward with it, and it's just how fast you want to move forward. I got literally every single thing, the whole entire blueprint. You just have to run the play.
That's what's up. That's definitely what's up there. Ebony, before we close this out, do you have any closing remarks? Because she done dropped like so many gems, but I'm getting the countdown on top of my on my screen.
On Instagram?
Man, Instagram be hating, man. It's in pink right now. I never even seen it before. Y'all don't have it on
I just want to thank you, Losha, for coming on here and blessing our stage. I definitely appreciate it. You truly, your story is kind of similar to mine, so definitely need to tap in more with you. But I'm speechless. I'm all about the children, and, and I'm never speechless, right? But I'm all about, especially, seeing what the next generation is going to do, and trying to prepare different people. That's why I'm trying to reach outside of just what we do as far as logistics side, right? Because as I tell my partner, we got to do more. You know what I'm saying? I just feel on my heart that God is pushing me, to step outside. Logistics is my baby, and that's why I tell people all the time, like you said, it has to be a passion. You can't be chasing a dollar, and you missing, you just doing it just so you can get paid, and that's just, I say that all the time. So we definitely thank you. I know I do. And you just been amazing tonight.
Oh, thank you, Miss Ebony. I'm telling you, like, literally, to me, it's just tapping in and being of service. I already knew once you said you in Houston, I'm in Dallas. It's like, it's a no-brainer for me. I be out them ways, but just to come here to the platform and add, oh my God. Anytime y'all need me, y'all want to mastermind, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm there to support, to provide information.
Don't put it out there if you don't mean it. Don't put it out there if you don't mean it, because I'm gonna hit you up.
If it's something that require payment, I don't know. It's okay. I'll take a wire transfer, whatever. You know what I'm talking about? But
nah, you said I heard free, yo. I heard free 99 over there.
Hey, no, I got y'all. I appreciate what you guys are doing. It was a no-brainer for me to hop on with you all, because it's for everybody. We just trying to do what we can do and do our part. So, like I said, any way that I can be of service to you all and add value to y'all space, more than willing to continue the conversation and tap in some more with y'all. So I'm excited for y'all future, and I can't wait to tap in now that I know about the podcast and everything. Thank you again, Mr. CJ, Miss Ebony. I appreciate y'all.
Definitely. We're gonna have to hop in the '09 one time and get some what is it, '09? You said Infinity or '09? What was it?
Hey, he can't slide through them St. Louis streets in the '09 with us.
I don't know if you ready. I don't know if you're ready to slide down West Florissant or 270 or 70. I don't know.
Y'all got my back. I'm riding with y'all too. And your twins and 3 twins.
Yes, sir. It's been a pleasure. It's truly been a pleasure.
All right. Well, I'm gonna leave the crowd with something, a quote from Les Brown. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Let me say that one time. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. All right. This is another episode of Eavesdropping Knowledge with the lovely Losha. We're from Losha Power Moves with First Class Educator, and my lovely sister Ebony with Time of Logistics. And we out. Time of my bad. Time of essence. I almost had it, man. Time of essence. My bad, sis. She gonna kill me. She about to call me as soon as we get off. But nah, that's another episode of Eavesdropping Knowledge, and we out. We appreciate it again, love.
All right, bye.
Y'all take care.